Hey, my name's Maura and I like to make whatever my coffee-infused brain can think of. Recently I've been watching far too many polymer clay sculpting videos on YouTube and figured I can do that. And, well, there's plenty of mistakes in my sandworm here, but all in all it doesn't suck. So I'm pretty happy with it. Start out with a piece of armature wire that I just got at Michael's. No idea if it's the right size or anything. And then beefing it up with some aluminum foil so I don't have to use so much polymer clay. I'd probably still use too much. Just kind of getting the general shape in. I've done a little bit of sculpting before, but nothing like this. And I like the way the eyes are coming out, but I'm going to have to rip them out a bit later because they're just too tiny. And there they go. It seems to pretty much just be adding and smooshing and adding and smooshing to try to get it where I want it. And just experimenting with the different tools, trying to figure out which ones work best for whatever I'm trying to do. I wind up using the ball stylus, different sizes, and the silicone tools a lot. I pre-baked all the teeth, just kind of made grains of rice that are pointy at both ends, so I could just kind of jam them in and still move them around. Doing the teeth was so much fun. And I'm using some cause clay because it's more flexible for the kind of the double mouth bit. Adding more and smooshing more. I picked doing the sandworm because it would be a lot of fun, but if I didn't get it perfectly right, it wouldn't really matter. It just has to get close enough and it's fine. And overall, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I made the little tool just with some scrap Sculpey polymer clay, but kind of a cone shape, and then I stabbed it a bunch of times with the ball stylus and then baked it, and then I can roll it over whatever I need to get a decent texture. And totally nailed the placement of the fin on the back. It's perfectly centered. Not really. I primed the whole thing in some gesso, and then for the painting I'm starting kind of in the hardest to reach places first. And I'm a messy painter, and it's gonna look like a bloodbath here in a second. I find one of the best things about painting with acrylics is even though I'm totally messy, you just wait for it to dry and you can come back and paint over it and it's fine. So I'm trying to get into all the little nooks and crannies with kind of a charcoal colored paint, not quite black, but pretty close. I'm going to start with the darks and then work my way back to the lights. And then I can add all the detail later, so I'm just kind of trying to block in all the colors. God, that looks horrible. Yeah, I come back later and fix this green paint. It's a bit too bright. I think I used it just straight out of the tube. And even all the places where I want it to be kind of more or less white later, I start with a gray color, so then I can work up to the light. Seems to work well for me. It really does look horrible at this point. But that's why I don't worry about it looking bad, because I know I can just keep on working with it until I'm happy with it. So now I've got a lighter shade of gray. Kind of dry brushing on top, so it'll not go into the nooks and crannies too much. I'm trying to add some other colors a little bit too, some yellow and stuff, so it's not just monotone. And even with the teeth starting with the yellow, so I'll come back in later to brighten them, but, you know, make it look like he hasn't brushed his teeth ever. See, now all the messy parts, I'm going back and cleaning up those. A little bit of pink to bring out the highlights on the gums. And just still cleaning up randomly wherever I see it. And for a little eyeliner. Lighter shade of that green to make it just a little bit more interesting. Doing the same thing, start with the darker gray. Probably went a little too dark on that one, but you just keep adding more paint, it'll be fine. kind of dry brushing and adding a little bit of green and a little bit of yellow here in a minute just to give it some variation so it's not quite so boring. Dry brush with some gray, and I think I used some purple too to give it just some more interest. I think the eyes needed like 3 or 4 coats of the red since it's kind of a translucent paint. And I'm adding some varnish on anything that would be wet, like the eyes and the teeth and the gums, just so it'll always be shiny. Oh, this is for the sand, so I mixed, what did I mix? And then just kind of mooshing it up, and then gave it kind of a dry brush of yellow to give it that Beetlejuice look, and just painting the sides black just to give it the style I wanted. And that's it. Not that's it. This took me forever. But you know, there's plenty of mistakes on it, but overall I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I just used 2-part epoxy to, or a 5-minute epoxy to glue it to the wood base. So thanks for watching. See you next time.